like take 5 of this. So, Bolt here. I am sorry to tell you guys this, but tomorrow's video is getting delayed. We are still getting it tomorrow. I have to move it over by 1 because basically the idea was to go over the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and also figure out what remaining questions from the main series we have. And I mean 1 to 6 with Ultimate Custom Night. But I've been making about 20 pages in this thing to try to figure all this stuff out. I basically went through every part of the game. I'm not doing no lore bits or anything. Well, not lore bits, lost bits. I'm not going through the files or anything to find this stuff out. If it's in the files, it's most likely unused material, and it's unused for purposes. Unless it is in the game, I do not use it for evidence or lore. Like, a lot of people use the Molten Freddy data that Henry leaves in Pizza Sim. That is a unused concept. You cannot use that. Because that right there is something that normally Scott doesn't use something if it would confuse the audience from the answer that he is trying to use. Or he may have just been like, hey, maybe I want to make it a little bit more harder for them, but yet it's just, I feel like Scott at this point, he removed it for a reason, and it wasn't to troll us, it is to say, hey, I don't want to confuse you more. So basically, we're going to get all the game lore tomorrow. Why I haven't been able to do it is because this does take me time to write out, research all this stuff, and work has been crazy. I've been taking a lot of overtime to try to get myself into a better situation, but I'm also in a bad responsibility struggle where basically they say, hey, your responsibility is da-da-da-da. You cannot go against da-da-da-da. You cannot say no to da-da-da-da. So basically I'm getting thrown around like a rag doll on top of using overtime. And it is taking away a lot of the stuff I can get to on this. I'm also in a different mood. I don't know. It's not like a depressive state or a lazy state, but it's also like affecting video production. But anyways, it's just, we'll be getting the video for Five Nights at Freddy's lore and remaining questions tomorrow. My job has been interfering with the time I get to do this stuff. It's been 2 weeks. But anyways, next time, I'm going to not say anything about a project that's going to take this much effort to get in case it takes me this long again. I also need to get more ideas so it doesn't take me other opportunities. And then I will say I originally next week was supposed to be the modern lore. I'm going to still research that stuff, but it will be in a further along the line video because I don't want to complicate my schedule right now. So anyways, that is why I'm delaying it because of work. I also it takes time to research this stuff. And not kind of like string-wise stuff, or I have a pretty good memory, but I'd rather you guys have more quote, like word for word, rather than miss a memory. So I had to go from game line by line by line to try to figure out all the stuff we know. And just to kind of like go over the reason why I'm making this video in the first place is that mostly MatPat has irritated me recently. A lot of other theorists have also irritated me. I love the people who are making the theories. I love they are entertaining, but the thing is, I've been such part of this community at this point that, and because of my memory, I know where hey, this point has been valid. Now you're saying that it's invalid because your mindset and headcanon wants to go towards this. And the issue is there's too much evidence and proof to go against what their theory is now. And that's the problem right now is most Five Nights at Freddy's theorists, except for maybe Rye Toast and maybe ID Fantasy, most of the other people are pulling out of thin air at this point, and it annoys me. Like, this week's Wednesday point was DCI. I did that on evidence that was in-game, that as I was researching for this whole thing, I saw lots of things that can poke holes in Molten MCI and DC, and more evidence towards DCI. But anyways, it's basically just irritation with modern day theorizing, and I also wanted to make sure that we're brought back up to snuff because not a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's tubers kind of go back and reread everything to kind of make sure that they looked at that evidence correctly. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.